Thinking about renting in Seattle for $2,500 a month? Here's what the vital videos don't tell you. That budget gets you about a 450 square foot studio in Seattle or a 2-bedroom townhome with a garage on the east side. And choosing the wrong location could cost you thousands over the next year. So listen up. What if you could unlock insider strategies to get double the space, better amenities, and position yourself for homeownership eventually, all for the same monthly budget? Hey, Ravi Ramachandran with the Rams Group here. We are Seattle and Eastside realtors. We help relocating families, luxury home sellers, as well as buyers every day. Now, we've been helping families relocate to Seattle and the Eastside, and we've also seen too many people make expensive rental mistakes their first year here. So here, I'm revealing the exact rental market breakdown across Seattle and the Eastside areas for you to not only be informed, but be aware of the neighborhoods most relocators completely overlook, and the strategic path from renting to eventual home ownership that could save you years of wealth building time. And by the way, if you are considering a move to the Seattle or Eastside areas, I'd love to help. You'd find all my contact information in the description below. Whether you're just researching rental areas or are planning your relocation timeline, reach out anytime. Also, you can book a 20-minute slot into my calendar. Absolutely no pressure, fully packed with information and honest advice about where to live, how to plan your future here. And we break down these insights every Tuesday and Thursday. Fresh content. Consider subscribing to our channel if you find value. That's it, let's dive in. Now let's first start with the harsh reality in Seattle proper. Now, I saw a video recently which showed what $2,500 a month gets you in Seattle. And honestly, it was a wake-up call for a lot of relocators that we've been dealing with. Here's what actually $2,500 gets you in Seattle. A small studio or a compact 1-bedroom apartment, usually under 600 square feet. Now that said, often in older buildings without modern amenities. Parking may or may not be included as well. Now, shared laundry in the basement. Pulling yourself out, you are competing with dozens of other applicants along with those places in Seattle because it's close to their workplace and they want to find and live in a place in Seattle. Now, I had a client last month, a tech professional relocating from Austin, Texas, who was set on living in Capitol Hill. Now, their budget was about $2,500 for rent, and they had a shock of their life to find that even at that price, they were looking at cramped spaces with shared laundry and zero amenities, literally. The perception versus reality in the Seattle urban core is that there's a major disconnect for newcomers, especially if you're used to more space for your dollar in other tech hubs like Austin, Denver, even suburbs around San Jose. Now, here's the kicker. This isn't just about the rent. It sets the tone for what you can expect if you eventually buy a home in the same area. Small spaces, higher prices, and fierce competition for what's available. So after looking at Seattle, let's look at the East Side and its suburbs where your money goes a little further. And your $2,500 goes places on the East Side compared to Seattle. Now, when I'm talking about East Side, I'm specifically talking about Bothell. Here, for the same $2,500 budget that you have, you can find a much more spacious 1-bedroom or even a 2-bedroom apartment or a townhome. Rare, but that can happen. Also, here's what you get. In-unit laundry, dedicated parking in many cases, sometimes even a garage, a few newer buildings with gyms, community spaces, and a rooftop deck. Rare, but it does happen. Let's take Redmond, for example, especially near the Microsoft campus. $2,500 can get you into a modern 700 to 800 square foot 1-bedroom apartment with high-end finishes. Or a slightly older but larger 2-bedroom unit with a balcony and in-unit washer-dryer. Now, this isn't just about square footage, right? It's about the quality of your life, and the amenities and everything else kind of adds up, giving you that community feel. Now, the East Side provides what I call a soft landing for relocating clients, especially those who have families, and it balances professional proximity to tech campuses with family-friendly environments for better value. Now, I also want to talk about neighborhoods that relocators absolutely miss. If you were to ask, so where exactly should I be looking? Beyond Redmond, consider Bothell and Lynnwood. Now, these are insider picks that most relocators honestly overlook. Now, let's take Bothell, for example, right? $2,500 can secure a very comfortable 2-bedroom apartment or even a newer townhome. Now, Bothell has excellent school districts, something for you to think about, especially if you have family, more suburban feel to it, and still commutable to Seattle and the Bellevue core. And then let's look at Lynnwood. Lynnwood is a little further north, but still within reach. Now, Now, $2,500 there can get you a modern 2-bedroom or even a 3-bedroom unit in some communities. More space, better amenities, and family-friendly neighborhoods. So you might want to consider going north from an affordability standpoint. Now, all that said, here's the critical insider tip. Don't just think about your current rent. Think about where the rent positions you for future home ownership. I'm asking you to think about it long term. Now, for clients in the $600,000 to $800,000 range, Lynnwood or Bothell could be where you transition from renting to owning a home. Now, whereas in Seattle proper, that same budget would be a major challenge. Now, I have helped many clients make this strategic jump, rent in Bothell for a year, build local credit and connections, then buy a home in the same area where they feel established. It's amazing. Now, it's a game changer for long-term wealth building. So with the data about the different communities and neighborhoods at a high level, here's what we do differently at the Rams Group. We absolutely specialize in turning chaotic cross-country moves into a predictable, data-driven, soft landing for families. Now, it's just not about finding a rental or a house, it's about finding your place here. And we provide hyperlocal insights, neighborhood guides, school district analysis, commute mapping to and from work on a daily basis. Now, we also connect you with vetted local professionals for moving, childcare, utilities, and what have you. It's a concierge service. So when you work with us, you will feel a local before you even get off the plane. Now, for many relocators, this anxiety isn't just about rent, right? It's about the unknown. And we eliminate that unknown for you. Do you want to dive into specific neighborhoods? Visit theramsgroup.com and explore our detailed city pages for Bellevue, Redmond, Kirkland, Bothell, and more. And be informed. You'll not only find neighborhood breakdowns, but also school ratings, commute data, and the current market insights for every Eastside city. Pretty cool. So let's quickly recap what we covered. How $2,500 in Seattle gets you into a cramped studio, while the same budget on the east side gets you into a spacious 2-bedroom townhome with amenities, possibly. We also looked at the insider neighborhoods like Bothell and Lynnwood that most relocators completely miss. And we also finally brought it all full circle by seeing how the strategic path from you being a renter to a homeowner is quite possible, and how you can accelerate your wealth building by years. All that said, here's what we didn't absolutely dive into: the exact commute times from each of these neighborhoods to major tech campuses. Now, there are specific apartment complexes offering the best value. And we also did not touch upon the rental application strategies that win in competitive markets. We are seeing rental competition as well. Now, if you want a complete playbook tailored for your specific situation, my contact information is in the description below. Feel free to reach out, direct message me, text, or book into my calendar. I'm happy to have a strategy call with you. Absolutely free, no pressure. All that said, let's create your personalized relocation strategy, shall we? Now, thanks for watching. You have an awesome one.